how do you make winning ads? Okay, so I'll be explaining this with a chai wala example, okay? And you can actually understand this with all practicality, because you can visit any tea stall in your nearby place and anything like that, or a pani puri wala, okay, whatever, and you'll get a very good understanding. So let's begin. Every tea stall in India is a creative masterclass with no students. One product, 100 variations, 500 customers a day. Watch carefully and you will never buy a creative template again. Okay, so I'll give you the entire map here. And if you actually understand this, then you don't need to follow any other strategy or any media buying this ad, whatever fuck, okay? And something that actually clicks and is applicable. So the tea stall menu. The best school for Indian ad creative has no fees, no certificate, and a zero enrollment fee of 0 rupees. So it is a tea stall near your house. Go sit there for an hour before you design another ad. Pick a tea stall near a house, the real kind. Not a cafe coffee day, not a Starbucks, not a Blue Tokai or whatever the hell, ठीक है? Actual जो चाय की ठेली होती है, sorry, चाय की टपरी होती है, उसे pick करो, ठीक है? A footpath chai wala who has been there for 15 years, not 15 years, whatever, take the time frame, and has 4 small benches and 1 kettle. Go sit there at 8 in the evening, order 1 chai, do not scroll your phone, just watch. Watch the chai wala for 1 full hour. I promise you will learn more about ad creative than any Facebook ads course has taught you in 3 years. Here is what you will see. 1 product, tea. That is the whole menu. There is no third variant with oatmeal. There is no signature blend. Just tea. That's it. Okay? And yet, over the course of 1 entire day, there's a typing mistake on my end. The chai wala will serve 500 cups, and every single cup is in some way different from the next to it. One customer gets a glass, one gets a cutting chai, one gets a strong masala chai, one wants thoda halka, okay, and one asks for extra adrak, one wants it in a cardboard cup to walk with, okay, one wants and sits and wants the benchmark version, the same tea, 500 variations. Every one of them designed, delivered, and forgotten inside 40 seconds. The chai wala at the footpath has more creative velocity than the entire Indian ads team. 1 product, 500 variations a day. No templates, no briefs, just hands that never stop moving. Okay? I hope you got where I'm going with this here. So वो एक ही चाय बेचते हैं, लेकिन किसी को वो कटिंग चाय है, किसी के लिए अदरक वाली चाय है, किसी के लिए चीनी ज़्यादा है, किसी का ग्लास अलग है. चाय तो वही है ना, ठीक है, बेचने का तरीका खाली अलग है. ओके, बिकॉज मोस्ट केसेस में जब भी आप बोलोगे कि यार मेरे को कटिंग चाय दो, मेरे को, तो थोड़ा सा इधर उधर होता है, बट इट्स एसेंशियली द सेम चाय. ठीक है, so I hope you're understanding where I'm going with this. This is what nobody tells Indian dropshippers about creative. Creative is not a style. Creative is not a hook library. Creative is not a pattern library you download off a Twitter thread. Creative is the discipline of making the same thing 500 different ways a day for every kind of customer that shows up, because the customer who shows up at 6 p.m. is not the same person as the one who shows up at 9 p.m. and you cannot serve them the same glass. Your competitor who is beating you in ads is not beating you because they have better hooks. They are beating you because they are running the chai wala's factory. They are shipping 12 to 20 variations a week every week at the cost of their pride. You are shipping 3 variations a month and calling it a test. The chai wala served more customers before launch than your account has sales this quarter. The factory is the difference, not the hooks. Okay? Write down the number of actual realistic ad variations you shipped in the last 30 days. Not creatives, not copies, not minor edits. Real variations with a different hook, a different angle, a different first 3 seconds. Most Indian stores come up with a number between 2 and 5. The chai wala beat that number by 10 in the first 30 minutes of his shift. That is the problem. You have to test variations. And the only way you get good at making ads is by being first bad at them. Only by making bad ads will you be able to make good ads. This is very, very important. The thumb stop test. Every Indian ad is competing with a cousin's reel, a Dhoni highlight, and an influencer doing a dance on the rooftop or some random things that influencers do, right? Your ad has to beat all 3 in half a second. Here is what I want you to run on your own ad tonight. Take your phone, open your personal Instagram, not a clean ads manager preview, your actual feed, and with your actual life on it, between a cousin's engagement reel and a Virat Kohli highlight. Okay, now insert your ad into the feed in your head and scroll past it. Watch what your thumb does, not your face, your thumb. Your thumb is an honest critic. Your face will be polite because the ad is yours and you have an ego investment in it. The thumb has no ego. The thumb will do exactly what a stranger's thumb would do. If the thumb kept moving, the ad lost. If the thumb paused, even for a second, the ad earned a second of attention, which is the whole thing you are paying for. Okay? So, most Indian ads I see in my, like, that I have reviewed till now and that I have seen people make, fail the thumb test the same way. They open with a beautiful product shot, they open with a tidy headline, they open with a founder talking in a clean background, all of it is well lit, all of it is respectable, none of it makes the thumb hesitate. The thumb has been trained by a billion reels to scroll past respectable. The thumb wakes up for strange, the thumb wakes up for intimate, the thumb wakes up for, wait, what is that? Wait, that is me. यार यहाँ पे मेरे लिए कुछ है. That is me. The thumb wakes up for a face that is looking directly at the phone and saying something it should not say out loud. A tea stall chai wala gets your attention the same way. He does not whisper, he does not run an advertisement. He does a loud, musical, theatrical ring with the kettle that you cannot help but turn your head at. The theatrical move is the first half second. Once you turn your head, the rest of the experience is allowed to become. But the turn of the head is what started it. Your ad needs a little kettle move, not a polished opening a kettle move. If something that makes the thumb hesitate because the pattern of the feet just got broken. After the thumb hesitates, you have 2 seconds to earn the rest of the attention. Before the thumb hesitates, you have nothing. Not 2 seconds, nothing. The ad is dead before it started. How to design a kettle move? Open any Indian reel, okay, that is going viral. Pause it at 1 second. Look at the exact frame at 1 second, like the first frame, okay? Ask what is happening here that is not happening in the frame. Next to it in the feed. Almost always the answer is one of 3 things. Directness, strangeness, intimacy. Authenticity of some form, okay? Someone looking with the camera like they know you. An object in the wrong place, a face that is too close, a sentence too honest for the internet. Pick one of the 3 and you add with it. Everything after the kettle now move can be polished. The kettle move cannot. Okay, you need to understand that. The unfunny uncle rule. Your ad is competing with a customer's unfunny uncle's WhatsApp forward. Your ad is losing that fight most days, and I'm going to tell you why. Picture your customer, okay? A tired 31-year-old woman in Pune. She finishes dinner. She puts her kids to sleep. She sits on the sofa. She picks up her phone. Her thumb opens WhatsApp first, not Instagram, okay? But because that is the real pattern. Instagram is later. WhatsApp is first. Like first people check messages, you know. And now some people use Instagram for texting. That's the story. But I think India is like the second largest user base of WhatsApp as far as I know. So the major pattern is WhatsApp first. Her first message is not from you. Her first message is from her unfunny uncle in a family group. He forwarded something. It is a joke that would have been funny in 2011, or a patriotic video, or a did you know fact that is not true, or a picture of his hibiscus plant. Okay. So your customer does not delete him. She smiles politely in her head and scrolls on that. The uncle, despite being unfunny, has a relationship with her that I did not have. He has been in her life for 31 years. You have been in her life for 0 seconds. So your ad is not competing with a competitor's ad. Your ad is competing with her unfunny uncle's WhatsApp forward. And her unfunny uncle, despite being unfunny, is winning on relationship. You're losing before you started. Now she opens Instagram. She sees a cousin's baby. She sees a school's friend trip to Bali. She sees, Goa, whatever. She sees a reel of a golden retriever being reunited with its owner, which will make her cry for a second. So she sees a beautiful frame from a Karan Johar or a Sanjay Leela Bhansali film. She sees an influencer doing a glow up in reverse, and then in the middle of all this, she sees your ad, a product shot, a price, a banner that says flat 50% off for today only. What do you think is gonna happen? Okay. So your ad is competing with a golden retriever reunion. Your ad is competing with a cousin's baby. Your ad is losing the fight every damn time. Because the golden retriever already has an emotional grip on her that your product does not. The cousin's baby has 31 years of family history and yours is a stranger on the footpath. The only way your ad wins that fight is if you stop pretending you are an ad and start trying to be the emotional weight of a forwarded video from a cousin. That is completely different creative brief than make a good ad. That is a brief that says, in one sentence, make me feel something my uncle could not. Make me feel my cousin's baby could not. Make me feel something that the golden retriever union did not. If your ad cannot clear that bar, it is logistics with a banner and do not move a thumb. What a creative brief where the only requirement is the ad has to feel more emotionally alive than a WhatsApp forward. She's just scrolled past from an uncle she loves. That is the whole brief. That is the whole bar. Brief basically like, how do you plan your ad, right? So I hope you understood this thing because this is pretty important. Because in the midst of everything, you forget the fact that the person who is actually watching your ad and who's going to actually buy the product after watching the ad is a real person and he could be doing anything, but he's looking at your ad. So why the fuck does the person has to look at your ad and then actually go ahead and buy it from you and give you their hard-earned money, right? So you have to think of them as humans because a lot of time, you forget the fact that it's not just an order number or a name or whatever. It's an actual real human being, right? And the person has their own things to do, own struggles, own life, and everything. So next up is the rewrite rule. Every winning Indian ad has been written 11 times, not tweaked, rewritten. The first version is a practice round nobody told you about. Here is an uncomfortable fact about ads that are doing 7 figures in India right now. The version of that ad is running today is not the first version. It is not the second version, it is the 11th version. And the first 10 versions were not tested and optimized. They were written, short, looked at, felt wrong, and completely rewritten from scratch. Not edited, not cut, not we move the CTA or any of this fuck yeah, we change the 1 second or whatever. Rewritten, different hook, different voice, different frame of mind. Indian dropshippers, in my experience from what I've seen, do not rewrite, they just tweak. They shoot version of one of an ad, see it perform okay, and then they spend the next 6 weeks moving the subtitle, changing the color, maybe changing the 3 seconds, adjusting the background music or whatever the fuck, changing the call to action from shop now to order now, get yours. None of that is rewriting, all of that is fidgeting. And the creative is stuck at the same performance level the first version was at. Because the first version was a rough draft and the dropshipper has been polishing a rough draft instead of throwing it away. Tweaking a first draft is how a store stay flat. Rewriting a first draft is how stores break out. The Indian dropshippers who look like they have a magical creative edge are just the ones who are willing to throw the first version in the bin. Okay? So here is the rule. The first version of any ad for any product is garbage, not because you're bad, but because it is the first version. Nobody's first version is the one. The first version is how you learn what the second version should be. The second version is where you start to see shape. The fifth version is where the real ad begins to show up. The 11th version is what goes live and makes money. You don't, obviously it is a bit exaggerated, you don't have to do 11 times, but at least make 2-3 variations and then come back to it after a day, and you will see automatically that the later when you go, the better it gets. Okay, and then you actually test that out. Most Indian dropshippers never see the 11th version because they fell in love with the first. They could not bear to throw it away. Throwing it away felt like sunk cost. It is not a sunk cost. The first version bought your information. The information is the real asset. Use the information. Throw that out. Okay. So next product you launch, commit in advance to writing at least 3 to 4 versions before you declare any of them. The ad rewrite, not tweak. Each version gets to be complete garbage. Each version gets to disappoint you. You're not judging the individual version. You're building up the final one, okay, which is the one that will actually go live. Most of your competitors quit at version 1, okay. The ones who will eat your lunch are already on version 9. Your competitors are not hooking you, they are out rewriting you. They are out remaking the ads. So that winning ad is just the first draft that survived 10 deaths. Okay, so if you like this video and if you are wondering how do I actually take all this and implement it into my ads, I do have a one-to-one coaching program for this, and this was a lesson from my one-to-one coaching. That is something I actually teach with, along with all the theory. I also teach the practicality of it, how to actually implement it. So obviously this is not an excerpt or something from it, because that's not fair to the people who are actually paying for the program, right? But if this clicked with you, it was not because I tried to illustrate with actual examples you could have aha moments with, right? So I have a one-to-one coaching program where we set out a goal for you before you even start, and it is a 3-month program and it's completely one-to-one with me, right? I get 1 hour call, 12 calls with me, and if it doesn't work out for you, as in you don't really get the results that we decided before we actually started, then we'll keep working for free till you do. You'll also have tech support with me. You'll get access to all the recorded videos, and whatever problems you face, we can come on a call and fix it. As I said, you'll get 12 1-hour calls with me and unlimited support. And if you don't hit the goal we had set, then we keep working till you do for absolutely free. And that is I think one of the best offers you can have, and it's not really that expensive also for the value that you're getting, because we're going to make lakhs from it. So there is a link in the description down below. You can check that out, and if you qualify for it, then my manager will contact you. Then we'll hop on a call and see if I can actually help you out, and if we can, then we start working together. Okay, now because you actually watched till here, I also have some extra sauce to give you. The last cup. One final image before I let you go. Hold it in your hand the next time you sit down to write an ad. It is 8 in the evening. The chai wala you saw earlier is still at his stall. Yes, sir. Let's say 500, 600 or 1000 cups a day. His hands are tired, his face is not. He has one kettle and one burner and one little tray of glasses that never stops filling and emptying. And as you walk past him on the way home, he looks up, meets your eye, and pours the next cup as if it is the first cup of the day. Because for the person he is pouring it for, it is the first one. This is the posture, not a hustle, not a grind. A man who has done the same thing 900 times today and still pouring the 900 and first with full intention, because he understands in his hands the customer on the side has not had any of the first 900. The customer is meeting his work for the first time. Your next ad, and the one after that, and the one after that, and the 11th one, whatever ad you're launching, the person seeing your ad on Instagram tonight does not know about whatever you scrapped till now. That person is meeting the first version he's seeing. And that version has to be the best one. That is why you have to pour it like that. Okay, so you're not running an ad business, you're running a tea stall that happens to charge for distribution on Meta. Pour the next cup like it is the first. I hope that clicked with you. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.